People assume that you need to earn six figures to feel financially successful, but most of the financially successful people I know don't have massive incomes. They just know how to make their money work for them. And that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to walk you through a month-by-month game plan that can help you reset your entire financial life. And it's not theory, it's the exact system successful people use, and one that helped me save my first 100K, repay 60,000 in student debt, and build real momentum towards long-term wealth well before my salary was ever a six-figure number. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Anastasia. After a decade of running multi-million-dollar projects, business school, and many books about psychology behind our decisions with money, I started this channel to share strategies and systems that actually work so that you can do it too. Let's get into it. There's a concept in psychology called conflict avoidance. It's when we delay difficult conversations, situations, or decisions, not because we don't care, but because facing them feels overwhelming. Money is one of those areas that creates internal conflict. Maybe you're scared that you spent too much. Maybe you feel guilty for not saving more. Maybe checking your account balance just reminds you how far you are from where you think you should be. If you ever felt some of these unsettling emotions around looking at your credit card spending or at your bank account balance, and those emotions were strong enough that you delayed it or couldn't do it altogether, that's an example of conflict avoidance. So you avoid, you scroll, you distract yourself, you tell yourself it's not a big deal. In the meantime, this background stress builds up and manifests in other ways we cope. That's impulse spending, feelings of overwhelm, and shame. The first step to transforming your finances is building full awareness of where your money goes. This means checking your account balances and debts regularly without fear or judgment. If you tend to overspend or run out of money, just notice it. Don't beat yourself up. Money management is a learned skill, and this 6 months plan will help you build it step by step. So start by tracking broad categories like takeout and shopping and going out. You can write down what you notice and how it makes you feel. Awareness is the foundation. And here's a tip. Approach this as if you're helping a friend. Be kind, supportive, and non-judgmental. You are at the very beginning of your transformation journey. Most people believe that the first step to getting your finances in order is doing something big, like cutting expenses, attacking debt, or jumping into investing. But the truth is, you can't know how to get to where you're going if you don't know where you are. So the goal for month 2 is to get to know your 5 core numbers. You can do this on a piece of paper or a spreadsheet, or you can use my simple money plan to take inventory of where your money is going. Always think broad categories monthly. So go through these sections to list your income, retirement and other investments, savings, bills, spending money. This should reflect your actual spending, so try to be as accurate as possible. Once you do this, you'll see a clear picture and you'll see where your gaps are. Use this as a guide to fine-tune your finances. Again, think in broad categories. If your housing or transportation are causing your bills to go beyond the 60% of your take-home pay, see what changes you can make there. And the sooner you understand that you have control, the easier and the faster you will get out of the rat race. So instead of saying, I can't change this, ask, how can I change this? Behavioral psychology tells us that small, consistent wins are more motivating and sustainable than one big overhaul. Psychologist Carl Weick introduced the idea that small wins build momentum. When people experience success through small, manageable actions, they're more likely to stick with the change and scale it. Whatever changes you're implementing to fine-tune your finances, make sure that they're small so that you can build on those small wins as you go. We're moving into month 3. There's always a gap between where you are and where you want to be. And for most people starting their finance journey, that gap is either debt or not enough savings. Or for some people, it's both. If that's you, I want you to reframe how you see this. You're not behind. You're in the beginning of your financial transformation. And the good news is that there is a repeatable way to close that gap faster and easier than you think. Step one is to make a plan. Determine an aggressive but realistic monthly amount that you can dedicate towards your goal, and determine how many months it will take you to get to your goal. Once you have that, you have a clear date by which your goal will be accomplished. Step two is figure out how you're going to do it. You can cut certain expenses, you can pick up a second job, a side gig, work extra hours at your current job, or you can do both. And you're going to follow this plan until your financial goal is fulfilled. You can apply this to any savings goal or any debt repayment goal you have now or in the future. If you're dealing with both high interest debt and no emergency fund, your first thought might be to just throw everything at the debt, especially if that interest is 25% and growing. But here's the issue. If you don't have any savings and something unexpected happens, you're right back in debt. The cycle is going to continue repeating itself. So I recommend starting with a starter emergency fund, about 3 months worth of your basic expenses. Once that's in place, that use the same plan to go after the debt. Now let's talk about the debt itself. Most people are afraid of debt and try to get rid of it all at once. The truth is, some debt is manageable and part of moving forward, like a car loan or a student loan. Structured debt, where you have a term, a set payment, and a timeline, keep that as part of your bills. But other debt, the kind where there's no payment, no timeline, high interest, and a balance that keeps growing, that's the debt that's holding you back and where you need to focus your energy. The goal for month 3 is not to pay off your debt completely or have a fully funded emergency fund. The goal for month 3 is to have a clear, sustainable plan on how you'll get there. In the next month, it's time to make your money start working for you. Most people think passive income is rental properties or starting a business or writing a best-selling book, but here's the truth. Investing is the most accessible form of passive income, and you don't need a lot of money to start. A lot of people also think that investing means buying and selling stocks or following the market or guessing what's going to happen next. But in reality, investing just means buying assets that grow in value. And the easiest way to do that is by investing in an index fund, a broad, low-cost fund that tracks the stock market like S&P 500. Another great way to invest is a target date fund, even outside of a retirement account. This allows you to benefit from automated portfolio adjustments as you get closer to your long-term goals. Historically, these funds have returned about 8 to 10% per year without you needing to research or pick individual stocks. So if you're at a point where you don't have any bad debt and your starter emergency fund is ready, you can now redirect all or some of the money you used to put that in place into a brokerage account and start building long-term wealth. You're not just saving anymore. You're building. You're earning passive income just by being consistent. And that's the shift you're making in month 4. Most people think that managing money means constantly moving cash around, paying bills manually, remembering every due date, and relying on discipline to keep it all going. But the truth is that discipline, just like motivation, is the least reliable human resource. Instead, what works is setting up systems. When you build a system aligned with your goal, one that runs automatically without requiring you to make a decision to save or to pay off debt, you remove the friction, and that's what's going to work. Your system should be simple, and here's the blueprint on how your money should flow. You'll deposit all of your income into your single checking account. If your employer offers a retirement plan, portion of your money will go automatically towards that before it gets to you. From your checking account, you're going to set up automatic transfers to pay your bills, make debt payments, your monthly credit card payment. This is that single credit card that you use regularly for essentials that you can't auto pay like groceries or gas, and fun spending money like shopping or going out or going to the movies. Then you'll have automated transfers to your savings account if you're building your emergency fund or saving for a specific short-term goal, and investment account with a brokerage firm of your choice, just not Robinhood. The system will now continue running on autopilot. Periodically, as your life evolves, you're going to have to take a look and adjust. There will be an event. You might get a job with a higher salary, or you've paid off a car loan and need to decide what to do with the money that used to go towards the car payment, or you're buying a new house and need to adjust for a higher mortgage payment. These events will trigger your review and adjustment of the amounts that you have flowing. By the end of month 5, you will have gotten comfortable tracking your finances, have a clear understanding of your core 5 numbers, have a plan to deal with debt and to have a fully funded emergency fund, and have a system that works round the clock with minimum supervision. Now it's time to think long term. Month 6 is where we start building an escape plan from paycheck to paycheck living. This last month in your transformation journey is not about cutting lattes. It's about being strategic. The important thing to understand is that you need capital, you need money in order to earn interest on your money. So investing 10% of your pay will never get you to financial freedom. To truly become wealthy, you need capital that will earn interest so that it would make sense to focus your efforts on creating a roadmap to build that capital. And there are 3 main principles that you need to master to do so. It's earning more, spending less, and investing. But not just money, also your time. Let's start with earning more. You can earn more by negotiating or switching to a higher paying job. You can be working more hours, or eventually you can be starting something of your own, freelance, consulting, content, business, whatever fits your strength. Next principle, spending less, doesn't mean cutting out all joy. It means being smart. Live beyond your means consistently. Limit lifestyle creep. Just because you earn more doesn't mean you need to spend more. And figure out how to pay less in taxes legally. Maximize pre-tax retirement accounts. Use deductions if you're a business owner. Negotiate everything. Your bills, your rent, your car insurance, your cell phone plan. And if you have people working for you, contractors, freelancers, vendors, negotiate those rates too. Make sure that you're getting the best value for what you're paying. Every dollar saved is every dollar that can be used to invest, grow, or buy your time back. Investing is not just about the stock market, and it's not just about money either. It's also how you invest your time. Your time, your energy, and money should go towards the things that grow in value over time. This means broad market index funds for long-term, easy compound growth. Education, coaching, or skill building that increases your earning potential, and investing into business to create leverage, tools, systems, or people that will help you scale. If you're only focused on investing a small percentage and only in one area, you're leaving a lot of the opportunity on the table. The people who break out of the cycle think bigger. They invest intentionally in assets and themselves. And that's your 6 months plan, starting from scratch to setting up an intentional system that makes money work for you while you focus on the bigger picture of building a life that you don't need to escape from. If this gave you clarity or momentum, hit subscribe. I share more strategies like this to help you grow your income, simplify your finances, and build real wealth from wherever you're starting. And if you're ready to take the next step, check out this video where I share how the top 1% use credit to grow their income, manage their cash flow, and stop relying on a single paycheck. You'll learn how the wealthy think differently about debt and how you can apply those same strategies starting today. I hope to see you there.